and then Larson and Harvick 7th. Logano, Busch, Newman rounded out the top 10. Johnson, Reagan, Allmendinger, Keane, and McMurray finished in the top 15 in that race. As let's see, everybody else kind of struggled just a bit. Michael McDowell did not have a very good race, as he ended up finishing dead last in the in that race. So tough break there for him. As McDowell finished a very disappointing. He finished a very disappointing 40th in that race. Darrell Wallace Jr., Bubba Wallace finished 31st. And then in the Atlanta 500 race, Hailie Deegan took her first championship there with a nice win. Logano got second, Suarez third, Bowman, Johnson, Almirola, Truex Jr., Blaney, Harvick, and Keselowski finished in the top 10 in that race. And then Busch, McMurray, Elliott, Dillon finished 14th in this race. Hamlin finished in the top 15. McDowell certainly rebounded well. Both him and Bubba Wallace finished 18th and 19th in Atlanta, and but the track was unkind to number 66, Carl Long, as he finished well back of the chase in this race. Just a tough break for him. Ty Dillon also finished 32nd in that race. Just a tough race at all for him. So Carl Long is hoping for a change of pace in this game, in this race. Austin Dillon, number 3, took 14th in Atlanta, with Hailie Deegan taking number 1. So as we approach Las Vegas, and this is what we're in for right now, should be a good race all the way around. Pennzoil 400 race, sponsored by Jiffy Lube. And then, of course, next week in Phoenix, the ISM Raceway in Phoenix, that is where the race will be next weekend. And then you have the Auto Club out in California, race number 5 in Martinsville, race number 6, STP 500, Texas, the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. Then our friendly trip to Bristol for Food City 500. And then race number 9, Richmond, Toyota Owners 400. Then, of course, we had the first 10 races in Talladega and the Geico 500. And then we hit, of course, our favorite track in the whole world, Dover, and the AAA 400 race, Drive for Autism race, Kansas, Charlotte, the Poconos, and then Michigan and Firekeepers Casino 400. But not to get ourselves too far ahead, right where we are. Hey, lady, how's it going tonight? You doing all right tonight? Glad you could join us for tonight's Pennzoil 400, the Jiffy Lube, sponsored by Jiffy Lube here in Las Vegas. So it should be a whale of a race here tonight. Everything is on 100. I did put tire wear and fuel consumption at normal. Everything else is pretty much good to go at this point, because of the fact that you get more tank. I get more better, more gas for the tank on normal than 2 times where you're running maybe 22, 23 laps of fuel for the whole run. So at least this will be a lot more realistic using for racing and everything. Yes, Dover indeed. No thank you. There's a reason I don't like that track. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to practice here at the Las Vegas. There's Martin Truex Jr.'s car. Should be a good match here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Should be a good race. I really feel it will be. Should be a lot of fun. Moving on. Alright, there we are, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway track. Let's go ahead. There's the Monster Energy 38 car. Sweet color scheme, love it. Alright, let's get to practice and see how we do here. Start this puppy up and let's tear. Let's tear some rubber and go here, buddy. Alright, we're going to get up on the track. Now, this is relatively a pretty tight track. Yeah, you really just cannot go too wild and crazy with this race track. Reason I decided not to do camera tonight is just I really just feel that it really just takes away from the aspect of the racing portion of the thing, so that's why the camera is not on tonight. But trust me, I can still see everyone's comments in the chat box, so we are not going to have a problem with that. So now we're starting to get more cars out here. Yes, I know. Time to hit the man. We'll have some standardized adjustments to make, of course, as always. Early in the race, we'll get some adjustments made on the car, and then, of course, get the puppy rolling. Elliott trying to, I guess he's trying out some new maneuvers here in practice. And now more cars have made their way out onto the track, so that's good. At least we'll be able to kind of test things out just a bit before the big deal. Test things out here just a little bit before the big race. Of course, we still do have to go through qualifying, quick qualify. And there goes Michael McDowell. Hey, Michael, where's your K-Love car? I like your K-Love car. You need to get that back there, buddy. I just want to hide from the fans. Sure. Trust me, I haven't changed that much in a day. Now, if I really wanted to hide, that's why I grow the beard. The only problem is it doesn't quite work on my friends. They still know it's me. Alright, so we'll rip to the pit there. So, did ourselves 6 laps. Of course, each time better than the last. Of course, that first lap is always going to be the longest, 32.9, then 32.4, 32.3, 32.2, 32.1, and 31.9. So that's excellent lap times there. Alright, so I think we pretty much hit what we need to do here. So we'll go ahead and nail the qualify here. And here we go. Everybody else kind of likes to come out of this thing. I just like to get on the track as soon as possible. Now, if there's a lot of traffic, like there will be in the race, then of course, you know, I'll generally use the side. other than that, I really just try to stay away from the side. Alright, see how we go here. One big lap to go, see what we get for qualifying. Hopefully in a decent position. Kind of one thing we need right now is decent position on our runs here. Last time I ran this race in career mode was with the Truck Series. Alright, so we finished in the top 10. Very good. Johnson, Truex, Larson, and Keselowski, the top 4. In qualifying, so that is really not bad. And Chase Cabri start in the back of the pack. So that's going to be a tough. Charleston Dillon qualified 19th. So we'll see how the season goes for Austin. And then Blaney is 5th. And Harvick is 6th. So a lot of room here as Haley Deegan gets 10th in the top 10. That's definitely not a bad qualifying. Alex Bowman is in front of us at 9th. So we'll be on the inside near the wall to start this race, which I much prefer to be on the outside. I'd much rather be on the outside near the line, so I'm kind of picky that way. Alright, so now we're at here, race day, Las Vegas 400, I believe. Pennzoil 400, 500. It's whichever what. It's just sponsored by Jiffy Lube. So it should be a really, hopefully, a good race. So I say let's go ahead and get this puppy rolling, because I'm sure we have a lot to prepare for today. And here we go. So yes, just as I suspected, we are. So we got 80 laps here in the opening stage, as we are going to try to go 3 wide here. And our 3 wide just left us. Kurt Busch. So right now we are pushing. Gotta push as much as we can. There's Keselowski. I mean, I guess to a point we really don't have. Oh my gosh, Keselowski, come on. Guess we don't have to push too much because it is early in the race, but I always like to maybe push the envelope just a little bit. So 79 laps to go here in the first stage. Taking a little bit of nips and tucks here from the other drivers, especially Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, Ryan Newman, Daniel Suarez. This is going to be interesting. I'll tell you, compared to the Truck Series, this track really opens up with the cars. Truck Series, boy, you really just felt tight on the track. Can't get any tighter than we were at Daytona when we did that Truck Series. My gosh, there was hardly any passing room in that race. As long as we stay in the draft, we should be good. Oh, what a maneuver there by Haley Deegan. So she is really pushing hard here. So Blaney 5th, so Harvick, Blaney, top 5. So we may have to wait. Alright, well, we got plenty of fuel. 58 laps to go on this tank of gas. And unless we really hit some major traffic, stuff like that, we got Chase Elliott right there in the old Menard car. And Harvick really, oh my goodness. I did not think I got him, but he was able to save it. My goodness gracious. So that saves us from having to implement our first caution of the race. First lady, your job is simple tonight. Keep track of all the caution flags in this race. Alright, 32 dead even there on that run. So that's very good. So we can kind of keep it going here. No pitting. Well, you know I'm going to have to pit, but you know, maybe pitting during the caution flag, stuff like that might be more feasible, but if we have to pit, I'm going to try to do it when the leaders are pitting. That way we're kind of dead even, but we're really going to have to keep track of the track, because you know, this is almost like Atlanta. This raceway is, because if you're not careful, you are going to be in serious trouble with standing. Maybe just to you know, maybe pitting when we have the opportunity to with the caution flags, and go from there. But the good thing we were able to do in Atlanta was make that last pit stop. Deegan, number 38, she was able to make that last pit stop well underneath the amount of laps left, and so once we got that last pit stop for fuel, we were good until green. Tires were decent at near the last 10 laps of the race. Tires were really decent, so it really wasn't that much of a problem. Truex really, he just seems to be really ticked off. So right now Deegan just trying to pull ahead of Truex here. She does to get third. We need magic tank and tires, no pitting. Yeah, if only it was just that simple. So 71 laps to go here in the first stage. I tell you, 100% race every single race. I tell you, it's going to be it'll be a gut wrencher, but no doubt we are up for the task here. 100% race, just like you see on TV. Now this was straight up single stage race where you were looking at the amount of laps, but I tell you, that looks absolutely daunting. So I'm really glad they came up with this idea of the 3-stage race, because it really does break the race up nicely. Now you're not looking at 300 plus laps to go, even though you may, but it's still very nice very good division. So Kyle Larson, Joey Logano trying to ride the back end and gets the bottom of the number 38 car by Deegan. But Deegan just swoops right in, cuts off that nice maneuver there. Did a great job there. And also got some news for y'all, so that's pretty exciting. So no doubt I will mention that later on. Too early in the race to mention it now. So we are in the process of trying to chase down Kyle Larson. Laps with limited pitting, and there's no way. I'll tell you, each track really posts their own challenge, and certain tracks you just have to really be careful, because you may start out in first place, and then by the time you get back on the track, you're looking at 15, 20. Well, luckily we were able to, or actually Deegan was able to overcome that and really just put on a finish for all ages in Atlanta. Get her first win of the season after Austin Dillon took the checker flag at Daytona, and then he still finished in the top 15 last week, just maybe not the desired finish he wanted last week in Atlanta. so far the game is 1 out of 2 of wins of who won the race. You know, Daytona, Austin Dillon won it for real, and then won the race at Daytona in the first race of the season on this game. And then last week, the number 38 Monsters Energy Haley Deegan took first place, and Harvick ended up winning the race last week in Atlanta, despite all the rain and everything. So now we are catching up to the back end of the pack. Both Harvick and I are. 64 laps to go here. We are cruising. And Larson really just super aggressive here. And we did nick the wall just a tad. Like I said, we did real well. We got a new subscriber yesterday, 2 hours before I went on stream, so that is very cool to add a new member to the gaming, to the DPG gaming family. So very awesome. Yes, I'm trying to be easy. Easy peasy. So 62 laps to go. We are in first place, getting into the teeth of the drivers here. And Majeski kind of taking the bottom on that one. Well, Logano just not giving up right now. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you, the practice really helps when you practice, and you know your main goal is not to do like I was doing in career mode early on, too much bumping and grinding with cars. Not only does that kind of kill your momentum, but absolutely kills, stupid wall, it absolutely kills your kills your car too, because you gotta go in for repairs. So right now Larson and Logano, the L and L, battling for that position in first place. We're going to be pretty good for pitting right now. We'll have to pit near the end of the first lap. First stage. Unless we have an accident somewhere. 37 laps to go on that tank. And 61% on fuel. And Larson really pushing hard right now. And Burton really just trying to take the inside away. Another wall that likes to attack my car. Yep, that is very true, lady. Somehow the walls just jump out and get me. Well. So 56 laps to go here. And Larson Logano still hanging on to first and second place. This may be, things kind of keep going the way they're going. This is going to be a very interesting race. Alright, so 55 laps to roll through here. I'll tell you if the third stage, if this track ends up being like Atlanta, and we got 100 plus laps to go in that third stage, my goodness, that is going to be absolutely crazy. For sure. Kind of riding the end tail here, trying to take away the bottom end. And Logano. So 53. Now we're just trying to catch up to Kyle Larson. And McDowell once again. I tell you, take that high road, and that is a absolute killer. Thank you. .8. That last run. Casey Keene. Provide some bumping action there. Yeah, the right tire is really taking some wear and tear there. Front right tire really, but the back ends are still good. way, Larson and Logano are really starting to pace their way just a bit. They are a full 2 seconds ahead of me. Yep, they are really. They are making this look way too easy right now. And the fact that Haley's in third place right now, really not bad. Third is okay until the final stage. I can get some draft. There we go. Get some draft from Allmendinger. I can somehow catch that draft line. That will be good. Yeah, lady, don't you think we need to let the other drivers get some wins here? Make the top 16 of the top 16, make that really fun? Al Marola is 22nd in the race right now, and Logano and Larson just pulling away here. But eventually, old pit road is going to catch up to. Because right now we got 38 laps, 14 on fuel. Like I said, I'm going to try my best to catch up. I'm too competitive. Oh, I know you are. So we are still in fourth place. Eric Jones is 1.5 seconds behind us in fifth place, and then Martin Truex Jr. 1.9. With 30 plus laps to go, so yes, we will definitely have to take a well, right front tire really beating down right now. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. And Eric Jones just passed me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the good thing is we've gotten our win to get ourselves into the playoff. Now it's just a matter of where we'll be and how much playoff points we can grab in each stage, because that will greatly help you. And right now, Blaney is 3.2 seconds in front of me, and then oh my goodness, Martin. Martin Truex, boy, he's coming in with a vengeance right now. So is Harvick. And we do have a pit here, so let's go ahead and pit. We're going to drop that wedge. We're going to leave the repairs. Now, nobody else is. Okay, so we dropped to 19th. McMurray gets the free pass. But at least we got some fresher tires now. 28 laps to go here in stage number 1, and from the looks of it, nobody else really pitted in that first pit stop of that first caution. So we do have some ground to make up to get back in the top 10, grab some playoff points, do the best we can here. Really getting this draft line. Oh my goodness. And there's Ty Dillon. Yeah, I was a little surprised nobody else decided to pit on that first run. And Jimmy Johnson, I'll tell you, Johnson getting heavily aggressive here. Well, it just depends on what you gotta get done in pit road. That's the big thing. If you have repairs, then that will definitely take up some time, and that does affect your that does affect your time to a point. That does affect your time. The longer you are in the pit for whatever reason, the more you're going to drop in the standings. But we were so dangerously low on our right tire, we just could not chance maybe hoping that that right tire was going to survive. I have a feeling the run-ins with the wall there did not help our case with our right tire. So our right front, because our back two tires were just fine. But eventually, everybody's going to have to hit pit road here. So 24 laps to go here in stage number 1. So far, we're not doing too bad. Oh yeah, much better. Car handles so much better now. Drop that tape and drop the wedge. Chase Elliott trying to block me. Oh my goodness. And Chase, alright, good job. Way to save it. Thought we were headed for another caution. Which is less cautions the better. Last week Daytona, we really didn't do too bad. Atlanta, good grief. We were over 20 plus cautions in that race. It was unbelievable how many caution flags we had in that race. So now we are in the top 10. And Denny Hamlin and Clint Boyer right there in 9 and 8. That draft lines to Boyer. Get around them. And with Boyer. Alright, so that's about what I figured. People are pitting. Harvick had a little trouble there, so we are going to slide right past him. I knew eventually the top enders had to pit. And I tell you, Boyer playing it highly aggressive here. Oh, jeez, Boyer. And now Hamlin. And Hamlin really. Oh yeah, that was a lot of cautions if you and now we got Hamlin's going into pit road, so now we get first place all over again. So just gotta down. So Hamlin, Keselowski, Bowman's right behind me. And then William Ryan is, alright, Bowman's going pit. So just about everybody decided to hit their pit end here. And there's for some of them, I've already pitted. Some of them have already pitted, so that's going to So right now we got 48 laps of fuel here. Brian and Bowman still in the pit. Alamirola, Bain, they are a lap behind right now. So is Bowman and Brian. That's how quick. That's what I mean. That is just how quick you can lose laps in this race. Already the top 5 are a lap down with me just passing them. So maybe the strategy of pitting like I did paid off, because I knew eventually the rest of the field had to pit, and there's still a good bit of them are still in pit road. That's Haley Deegan's 38 car right now. And then we all just start this puppy all over again once we 14 laps to go. There are so many other cars, I was starting to get a little worried. So Kennington 39th, 38th. Blaney, Jones, Larson, Boyer, all still a lap down. Yeah, we just have the back enders here. And there's Carl Long, who hopefully he'll have a better race than he did last week at Atlanta, where I guess engine trouble or whichever one, but after that, after dropping a good bit of laps in the first stage, he never came out for second and third, and was basically in the pits the rest of the race. So good to see him back out here. And right now, Deegan just running her own race right now. She is just in total command here. Now, the strategy for most of these guys not to pit on the first caution absolutely blew up in their face as they pitted, and all of a sudden, like, I'm guessing the top 10 are all a lap down at this point. There's the Benedetto. Right, 8 laps to go here. 7 laps to go here. And Deegan just by herself at this point. It has to be something pretty disastrous. But the one thing we will continue to do, each time caution flag hits up, we will get that fuel and new tires every time. We need the freshest tires we can get for this race. And no doubt anyway, even if we don't need to, we will always swap out tires, even with Bristol and Dover and Richmond and all those areas, because of the shortness of the track. Oh, God, save it. God, come on, dude, save it. So 57% of our fuel, so yeah, we'll go ahead and get new tires, new fuel by the time the new tires, new fuel by the time we start the second stage. Don't get involved in a crash now, but it would be very hard for a lot of people right now, since basically determining what basically what the who would maybe get a free pass to get that lap back. But right now it's gonna be, the stats don't change just because you go into the second stage, or if you're a lap down second stage, where you got to do some work. There's McDowell again. Yeah, the 38 Monster Energy car does not need to get into an accident, which will require us to really do some fixing on our vehicle. Alright, 2 laps to go here in the first stage. This first stage has really a little bit of surprises all around, especially with Deegan pitting on the first caution. The rest of the field did not, and then they got caught up in the pit area, and next thing you know, the top 5 I'm looking at there, 2 through 5 are already a lap down. I'm guessing 2 through 6 are a lap down. So that's going to be a tough thing. So here we go, white flag on the end of the first stage, and it's like Haley's going to get 10 points. I'm just smarter than all the rest, so McMurray 20th, Bubba Wallace 21st, Allmendinger 30th, Busher. So Jones, Blaney, Larson, Boyer, Logano, Bush. Holy cow, Bush. We are still gonna go ahead. We'll keep it at 20. We'll go ahead and get fresh tires. Keep that going. So Eric Jones, oh my gosh, a ton of people, free pass. Blaney and a lot of people got wave around. So that really opens the field back up again. So 77 laps to go here in stage number 2. We are all on the even ground here. Now a ton of one free pass, which was Eric Jones. Everybody else got waves around. I guess just to make the field a bit more competitive. At the end of that first stage, well, that was just dead out. That was Haley's stage to win. And it looks like Ryan Blaney getting a little frisky with the 38 car. No kidding. Oh my gosh. And there's Mark Truex. Alright, so let's see. Boyer in third, Truex and Haley are Boyer and Deegan really battling for third place right now. No, they don't. I guess they figured she had the easy road there just a bit with getting first place when everybody else pitted, and she literally had first place by herself. Draft from Bush here, Kyle Busch. Got that draft from Bush. Boy, we'll be in business here. And by the time you really start getting in that position to maybe pass, right now we are in 7th place, but we still have a lot. Truex really grinding. Yep, we really have not had a lot of cautions in this race, which to me is pretty shocking. You know, to me, I really don't count the in-betweens when we're switching stages, but I only counted one real big timer, or maybe we had two, but that's when we pitted. Yeah, we have one, because we did bump some other cars, but they were able to save it and not initiate any more cautions in that first stage. But yeah, we pitted, and then the rest of the field did not, and then we were able to get first place in that stage. And Martin Truex, I tell you, he is really not a happy camper. He does not want to finish behind. He does not want to finish behind Deegan once again. Oh, come on. Yep, you only have one. Yep. Oh yeah, we only had that one. So that was big. That was big. And when I pitted, the rest of the field did not. Then I gave, oh my goodness, Logano. I think somebody's really ticked off. Logano really just took a little bit of a shred to my car, the 38 car. That was 61 laps to go here in the second stage, and the first two seemed to go by pretty well. Then you start getting to the monster, which is that third stage. Daytona wasn't too bad. Atlanta was absolutely a killer. Actually, you went to a point where you're not expecting it. And also, you got to remember, I just come off work that day. Decided, okay, I did say on Tuesday I was going to do the Atlanta 500, so I did. And it just absolutely was shocking when I did that race, and the third stage came 182 laps to go, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So talk about fighting the effects of sleep and everything else. Boy, that was a grind that day. But I made sure before I came home to plug myself with that what I call coffee, fill myself up with that petroleum fuel, and just enough to get me through that race. Just enough petroleum fuel to get me through till the end. And Clint Boyer oh my goodness, Busch and Boyer. Busch kind of taking a little bit of a shred off the car just a little bit. And I allowed Harvick to pass me. Yeah, we had 8 cautions at Daytona, and then I counted 20 plus cautions in Atlanta. We had 10 in the first. We had 10 cautions in that opening stage of stage one of Atlanta. So that's really what kind of got it going. And then after 20, I stopped counting. I was kind of keeping a count in my head, but once we hit that mark, I was like, forget this. Alright, so we're going, oh my goodness, Cabri. So from what it looks like everybody's still running. Everybody's still relatively doing good. This is when the good stuff happens. When you start getting into the meat and the teeth of the car pack. Because you can really start to use that drafting to your advantage. Because right now we are trying to catch up to Martin Truex Jr., who is doing his best to try to get me out of his draft line. So what you're saying is, now the drivers have learned how to drive without caution. So hopefully, maybe the NASCAR office sent over a notation during the week leading up to this race and said, you know what, that just about killed the ratings. So let's not have as many cautions in this race. And it looked like they listened to them. And Long's still in this race, so that's good to see that he is not having the car issues that plagued him last week in Atlanta. And that was I always hate it when somebody gets in serious car trouble and then they're pretty much out of the race. And we do have a car sitting in pit road right now, so somebody's out. Seems like with some races, once you really just start hitting that if you just don't do well, you start having car trouble or whichever what, and it pretty much knocks you out. There is a car in the pit. Because the only other car you don't count in pit road is the only car you really don't count in pit road is pace car. So Truex and Deegan really going at it here. And then you got Boyer showing up out of the blue there. So 50 more laps to go here in the second stage, and we are just having a battle for 6th place right now between Clint Boyer and Hailie Deegan. Deegan plans on making some moves here. She really got the low end working. Now, if you're wondering why the cars are performing a little bit tighter than maybe the last race, that's because I upped the difficulty. Make it a lot more challenging. Try to grab that flag. And get some good racing too. There were some times last week in Atlanta that were just getting a little crazy. So, we want good, hard, tight race. That way people don't get too bored. Now, for Lady's sake, I know she wants a, Lady wants a boring race. She wants that no doubter. She wants that the clincher. Gotta make it challenging, Lady. So 47 laps to go here. Well, I tell you, what a night we had last night with the NRL World Cup. Some fantastic ball games. We're not even done yet. We got Group B, C, and D, all the first round action. Then we'll be getting into Group. Then we'll be getting into round 2 and then round 3. And then after those 3 rounds are done in all of the divisions, then we are looking at who will make the Sweet 16 and the quarterfinals. And I can tell you, Australia, I like being out in front, staying there. But yeah, I'll tell you something. Australia got the shocker of their life when they lost to England in the first match in Group A, 26-24. And now Australia will do battle against France in round number 2, but we still got to get through groups B, C, and D of the first round, and then second round and so on. So we will have that action coming. We will have that action coming. I would say sometime this weekend, do some NRL action. And see if Australia can rally just a bit. For them to lose like they did first game, really puts a lot of teams. If you lose that first game, that's big, because now you got to win the next 2 of the first 2 rounds and hope you qualify for that second spot. I challenged myself to win. Oh, okay. She challenges herself to win. And Truex. Really? Truex and Deegan, once again. Alright, so we got some early pitters before anything right now. Boy, Deegan's trying to go high, trying to get around Stenhouse Jr., and she actually clipped the wall. So right now, Martin Truex, with the cars pitting like they are, that really puts Truex and Deegan out first and second place, with Boyer fighting hard. Now Truex decided to pit. Well, that's going to make things interesting here. See what else happens. See what else happens here. Some other people going to pit here, so that's what we're going to do. Oh, come on. We'll go ahead and get the repair done. So we got black flagged. So Deegan gets black flagged for hitting pit road way too fast. She was okay and then had to rev it just a bit to get to the line. And it was just a little bit over the required 45. So that's a tough break. Now she's got to wait all 20 more seconds. Oh my gosh. That is rough. Alright, so... Alright, we're not pitting. Because we just pitted. Alright, so we were in trouble. But we are a lap down. So we are a lap down right now, so that is going to make things a bit interesting. So we really just have to fight hard here and hope for the best. At least we got the pack here. So second caution of the race here resulted in a pit road situation, which we did not do since we just left pit road. Which just absolutely blew up in Haley Deegan's face. When she went into pit road a little bit too fast, got dinged for the black flag, so tough break there. So now she's going to have to really fight her way. So Harvick right now in first place. And Deegan just going to try and hopefully lap and get off me. No, Larson. Kyle Larson. And Larson goes spinning there. And I guess was able to save it. Otherwise we would have gotten dinged with the with another caution. And Truex really riding the back end of Haley Deegan's car. And Harvick. Well, we're not too worried about Harvick. He's in first place. We know that. So we've got to make up some ground, get back to the pack. Make up some ground, get back to the pack here in the next 31 miles and hopefully get some playoff points. So just a rough end there for Deegan in the 38 Monster Energy Special. Yes, they were. They were giving us the squeeze play there. Do our best here, try and catch up to the pack. Start passing some people so I can hopefully catch up to Jones, McMurray, and all those guys. Because right now we are currently 13th right now, and Truex is a good 2 seconds behind us, with Harvick well out in first place right now. He's got Deegan to thank for that, since Deegan tapped Larson and really sent him skidding. For a minute there, I thought we were going to hit the another caution, but did not work. Did not come to fruition. Larson was able to save it, but that really put him back just a bit. So 28 laps to go here. Yeah, really. With cars 1 through 12, go in the pit. I don't know if Jones and McMurray have gone in the pit. That's going to be the big thing right there. Whether they have or not. So 83% on fuel, so we're doing good on fuel. So, lady, I hope you had a good Sunday, both you and Mike. Hopefully it was relaxing for you and enjoyable, both you, Mike, and Foxy. Alright, now we're starting to see some cars. Now the big question is just how bad are we off here? Oh yeah, rainy Sunday, huh? You're dealing with what I had last week, which was a very rainy Sunday, as evidenced in the fact that Atlanta was a soaking mess for that race. Alright, so we are in the lead lap. Now we're good. We'll go to restart. So Bowman, Truex Jr. got the free pass. Bowman pitted. And here we go. We are currently in 12th place, so we can work our way to that 10th position. That would be super awesome if everybody else would just quit trying to bump me or slow me down, so I can catch that sweet draft action. Right now we got a three-way here, which we just broke up with Ty Dillon right there in the hunt. Not Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon. And the guy go 13. Boy, he's come to race this time. First two races were not really good results for him. And Hamlin in second place. Larson, of course. And then there's Johnson. So Hamlin. 18 laps to go here in second stage. And, of course, Harvick in first place. This is the time to make the maneuvers. Oh, come on. Trying to give me that little bump shove and no dice. Not gonna happen, dude. Yeah, right now, I really can't tell who's in the pit right now. Who is effectively out of this race right now. Expecting 6 to 12 inches of snow, but oh my goodness. Holy cow. So no doubt, you're looking at possible icy conditions. At least the good thing is Mike will be home by that point. That'll be a great thing. Yeah, the times it snowed here where I live, I was very fortunate that it snowed on the days I was off, on my 7 days off. So I never once had to deal with the prospect of whether I was going to make it home or not from work. But I know one day I'll probably hit that cross one day where I possibly may not be able to make it home because of snow conditions or ice or whatever. So and Larson being super aggressive here. 13 laps to go here in the second stage here. Woo! Well, you done it to me, I'll just return the favor. A little bump past maneuver. Oh, okay, it's supposed to start in an hour? Oh my goodness. Well, just do a good elongated prayer and hopefully that it'll wait till he gets home. Yeah, we're supposed to hit cold conditions again this week. We actually were dealing with spring-like weather last week. This week, yeah, I'm going back to work, and all of a sudden we're back to chilly conditions. Our Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to be our two coldest days here, with lows in the 20s and no higher than 42, 43 degrees. But no snow expected in the forecast on my end. So that's a good thing. Alright, 9 laps to go. We're in the bottom 10 of stage 2 here. Okay. Well, that's very close. 4 miles from home. That's good. Oh, okay. That sounds like our normal winter weather. Yes, it very much is. For, I guess, you guys, that 40 some degrees and lows in the 20s would be just like normal for you guys. Oh, come on, Larson. So 6 laps to go here, and again Larson and Deegan just having themselves a battle here. Well, you're the one who's running out of control here, dude. Maple syrup weather. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. Go with 38. Yep. I tell you, Larson ain't giving up though. So 3 laps to go here towards the end of stage number 2, and he is really coming up. And this track is just absolutely brutal on turns. There's Cabaret. Yeah, sometimes I always use that little bump just to kind of get him in front, and use the draft from that bump to stay right where I'm at. Now Larson literally on the tail end here of Haley Deegan's 38. And then just got a nice block from Gillian. Now we can run Larson into Majeski. Alright, so first place again and into stage 2. So Ty Dillon 10th in that run. So Larson, Jones, Harvick, Hamlin, Flores, Johnson, and Truex. Ty Dillon 10th. Chase Elliott's pitting. Austin Dillon is the unfortunate soul. Oh, he is out of the race. So number 3 is out of this race. So Ty Dillon seems to be picking up the slack there. So we started for 13th. Now we're 14th. And we are in the thick of it here in the third and final stage here. This is the big one. This is where it all counts at this point. Getting the playoff points is great, but this is what you work for right here. The third and final stage. So Ty Dillon. Yeah, Ty Dillon. 103 laps to go, so we were probably 104. At least it's not 182 like last week was. That was absolutely brutal. Now we're 3 wide with our favorite person in the whole world, Truex Jr. And Hamlin trying to twist me just a little bit. Now we are in the triple digits here, racing. Juarez, Truex Jr. So the old number 3 is grounded for the rest of this race, which was just too bad for Austin. He seemed like he was going to start well and then just fell right off the table. And it looks like Larson up there in first place. Fulfilling my expectations. Yeah, but now we're into the thick of the run right here. Biggest thing is just continue to 267 laps on this track total. So yes. And we only have one car pit, so everybody kind of they'll probably be on the low end of fuel themselves after the end of that last stage. So no doubt they will have to pit while we did pit, and looking good. So if we can get at least below the 60 lap mark if we had to pit again, and then we should be good. And we should be good the rest of the race. The only thing that may slow us down is if tire issues or any of that such. Other than that, we should be solid. So a little bump to Truex just to kind of give him a little assist there. So I can use his draft and get around both him and Harvick. And because they're drafting off each other, that gives them a better advantage. And Truex, flipped Deegan there, but luckily Deegan was able to hit the wall and recover quickly. So she really did not lose too much ground there. I tell you, this rivalry with Truex Jr. and Deegan is beyond control here. Hoping for a caution at 60 laps so we can pit. Yeah, like I said, so far the strategy has been use advantage caution flags for pitting and then run the table from there. It served us well in Atlanta, where that race was so bogged down with caution flags it wasn't even funny. At least we're under 300 total laps for this race. So Hamlin, 6th place right now, right behind Deegan, and then Harvick, Truex, and my guess is Larson up front. Juarez is 7th place. Austin Dillon, the old number 3, just did not have the magic today, so we certainly hope he'll have better fortunes next week in Phoenix for that race at the Phoenix Speedway. Of course, race 10, my all-time favorite race, Talladega. Bring on the Dega. And then after that race comes the one track which you lady called my favorite. Which it is not. I wish to a point you could kind of pick and choose your you know, the races you want to run. I mean, 36 lap race is crazy. I mean, 36 race season is just absolutely crazy. Dover. Yep. Head to Dover, Delaware after the Dega. Oh, it's fun to watch? Okay. Well, I'm going to call it the Mike and Ladies #1 choice track. The one race that you know Lady and Mike will tune in for is Dover. Yeah, the track itself, like I said, I've been there a few times in my life. The track itself is highly interesting, but racing on it, especially in a game, oh my gosh, forget it. If I was an actual driver, I'd just be like, no thank you. We are trying our best to catch the draft line for Harvick. He is not making it very easy for us. Alright, so our car's pitting at this point. One car. Woohoo! Oh, some more cars are pitting, so there's quite a few pitters right now as they needed the version of their fuel tank most of this race we kept our spotter pretty busy in the chat area, but right now he's not too chatty right now. And we do the ram and run right through Harvick. So Truex in second place there. Jones is in first because Larson pitted. And now more people pitting. Eric Jones decided to pit. But we are still a long way from this race. 85 laps to go. That's going to be a hard position to... well, remember, not a lot of them pitted at the end of the flag of the second stage, so they probably had... See, I pitted when we had 23 gallons of fuel, 23 laps of fuel left. So I decided to take the shot pit, which put us in 13th place. They did not pit, so that really put them in a little bit of a situation where now they have to pit. Now they have to pit because they're getting low on fuel, tires, and everything else. And again, it's down to me. Down to Deegan and Truex Jr. This certainly has been a fun ride with Truex Jr. here today. And then Gillian. And Truex is going pit, so that gives us first place for right now. We can push the envelope just a little bit here. There's Carl Long still in the race. Good to see you again, Carl. In that 66 run. Suarez, Johnson, Kozlowski, Bowman are really well behind right now. Still some more cars in pit road here. Now everybody really and Deegan really just zipping around his track, no problem here. Almost a mirror of the first stage. I mean, there are some other cars out here, but your main runners are not. And there's Cole Witt. Ryan is now a lap behind. So you better hope that he is hoping that he will get a caution soon and maybe get a free pass and get that lap back, because right now Bowman, Newman, McMurray, now McMurray's a lap down, Newman a lap down. And Alex Bowman still hanging in there, 13 seconds back of the leader, Haley Deegan. Now Bubba Wallace decides to give us a nice little smooch there on the so 75 laps to go here. Haley Deegan looking really good. So shall I hope for a caution at 60 or not? No, I don't know. Can't really say at this point. I mean, if all we have to do is get tires and fuel, then we're good. Because then we won't lose our position. And maybe have somebody hope that, you know, somebody will get a free pass, and then maybe a bunch of waiver rounds. So, you know, try to get this race back to being competitive once again, because right now we are, except for Alex Bowman right now, who is in second place, 14 seconds behind the leader Haley Deegan. Hard to say at this point. And we got 24 laps of fuel here in our car, which is 39% of our fuel left. So overall, we are still good on fuel. And now another car is pitting, so, and we're at 71. Yep, hope for no black flag. Yes, that could be trouble. If people pass me and I'm in a black flag, well, they're going to grab that lap back. We don't want them to. So one of the Menard car, there's still some other people there in pit road. I wonder if they're out of it. We're going to use Brian's draft here and pass him. There's a few cars in there right now. Don't know if it's a pit or they are really in trouble. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Oh boy. Why did you just do that? So Bowman's pitting. We got 18 laps left. We're at 67 laps right now. Let's go ahead. Get those fresh tires. Get that fuel. And then now that should. Yep. Larson got a free pass, and a bunch of people got waved around. So 64 laps to go. We are at 61 laps for fuel, so if we hit another caution, then we'll definitely have to take advantage of that. Tires will be good, so we should not have any problems with the tires. But that's about what I figured. Get the wave around. Make this a much more competitive race once again. So 2 cars in pit road now. So it looks like 2 cars are out of commission now for this race. And Bowman pitted. Jones got the free pass, and everybody else got waved around. So yeah, 1 and 2. 2 cars out of the race, so that leaves us with 38 cars in the field. Yeah, now it's a race. Beforehand, it was the type of race you would like, lady. Haley is dominating. It's pretty much all she wrote. All she has to do is just navigate the pits and all that good stuff. And all suddenly, that idiot decided to take a rear ender into her and bang up the side of her car and have her, I believe, our 3rd caution flag of the race, because we really have not. We have been very fortunate not to have too many. I believe this was our 3rd caution. Correct me if I'm wrong, lady. Yeah, off the wall. There's about a 3 lap difference between our fuel and the amount of laps left in the race. But with our tires being good, if the only thing we have to do is just get in and do a splash and dash, and then we're going to be good. Oh my goodness, more cars are in pit road now, so who knows what happened there. I counted 2 before, now we've got 4 in pit road. And Eric Jones, oh my goodness, Eric Jones. Yes. Oh my goodness. So that, and now everybody, just about most of the field is pitting there. Oh no no no. Tires are good. We're just going to do no tires. We're just going to do a splash and dash. So everybody pitted. Most of that front field pitted. So we are good. We will not have to hit anymore. So I believe that was our 4th caution. If I'm wrong, let me know. And we got Harvick riding up the back end of Haley Deegan once again. Harvick, I tell you, he wants to win. Maybe he took just a little bit exception to not winning Atlanta last week. He wants to win this week. Oh, 5 cautions. Okay. Yep, 5. 1 in stage 1, 2 in stage 2, 1 in stage 3 so far, so 4. So now we have 5. Woohoo! Overall, really just a very good race. I just hope 3rd stage of this race just does not become a cluster of just problems. And Eric Jones, boy, is he taking exception to getting tied up with Deegan and then getting his front end damaged when he hit the wall. Kyle Busch really trying to get up there. So 52 laps to go here. You can always account for at least 3 laps being run on caution once the pace car comes out. Once we get to the half of 50, then oh yeah, that'll be good. But since this top ender's pitted, oh boy, this is gonna be absolutely interesting to see how this race is going to finish out. Since most of the front did pit, so technically they are going to be in the goods like us. They won't have to pit. 48 laps to go here. And in Phoenix next week. Here comes our buddy, Truex Jr. You know, he's probably still a little ticked. Yeah, when you start getting into the space out, and there goes Larson. Haven't seen Larson in a while, so it's good to see him again. Not really. Yep, 42 laps to overtake 2 cars. Go number 38. That's right, go Haley. And I have not forgotten what I was going to tell y'all about, so at this point, we'll just wait till the race is over. So, some exciting news. It's not good to see Larson in front of us. Yeah, I tell you, Larson is... I tell you, he is ticked off for some reason. Yeah. Alright, we need to... Good. Alright. Charge up my controller here. So right now Haley is in 6th place. Last 41 laps of this race. And we got... Yeah, we're good. Ooh. Talk about cutting it close. By the time this race will be over, we'll have 2 laps of fuel left. So we'll be cutting it pretty close on the fumes. Well, at least we took care of that situation. Tires are splendid, so we're good. But for some reason, our right tire has been the whole issue in this race, just absolutely getting chewed up. Alright, 38 laps to go here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I should blame the tire, not the driver. Alright, so we are not going to pit. We are going to jump. Still in 6th place here. So there's our 6th caution of the race. And I don't like the inside here. As Hamlin. Yeah, we're trying. Oh my gosh. And now Johnson, Harvick, Bowman. And Bowman. Oh, we were able to save Bowman there. Bowman driving the 88 this year. Diggin not giving up here. She is fighting hard. Just that opening. Oh my gosh. Look out. That was Suarez. Well, we gotta fix that. What? Oh boy. Yep, not good. Yep, not good at all here, but she is fighting. She is fighting back here. But now you're dealing with the the drag. Boy, I think our rods are in trouble. Oh my gosh, yeah, we are. Yeah, the steering is definitely not the same right now. Because we are really just jerking towards that wall. So she is going to make the smart choice and get this thing fixed. We're good on fuel. Yeah, go ahead, give us tires and repair. Oh boy. Wow, that was very unfortunate there with that accident. Really, boy, did our left front end got really dinged up. My goodness, boy, did it ever. So number 22 in the shell, Pennzoil. Now that's definitely unfortunate, and with the steering mechanism really, well, that was difficult. That was difficult. I mean, the fact that you're trying to make those turns, you couldn't really make the turns because you're going into the, because you're driving straight into the wall. So the steering definitely got now we're 2 laps behind. But at this point, no, we're not going to pit. And we're still 2 laps behind, but at this point, let's see. So with the repairs being made on the car, 21 laps to go. That's going to be extremely hard to do with being down 2 laps in this race. Yeah, when everybody's really pushing hard for that lead, and especially in the third stage, yeah, you're going to have a few fender benders. Oh my goodness, Bowman, save it, buddy. So, boy, he can't save it. And Ryan Blaney Johnson, oh my goodness. So who else is out of this thing right now? Logano and Dillon are both out of this race right now, so that's whew. And Larson's still in first place, so no, we're not going to pit. So Brian got the free pass. We're still 2 laps down. Yep, number 8. Yeah, when you're dealing with third stage racing, it's going to be a battle, no doubt. And you just hope that you can, catch the fortunate breaks and get up there as a race car. Because right now we got a lap in pit road due to the job we had to fix. the car, since the steering was a bit compromised because of the accident from Suarez, leading us right into the wall. Which was very unfortunate. And because the steering was compromised, she had no choice but to go into the pit to get repairs, and then that really just put her behind the 8 ball. But she is going to try her best. See what she can do here these last 20 plus laps of the race. There you go, Allmendinger. Bubba Wallace behind her. And Jones and company are just so Logano and Austin Dillon both out of this race. So very, very unfortunate on that end. Now Logano and Austin Dillon kind of hit a tough break there. And right now Haley is 18th in the race, trying to catch up to Ty Dillon and Jamie McMurray. About 11 laps to go. Oh boy, I don't see that happening. So right now, I think the best thing at this point, take the 18th place finish and see what we're going to look at for Phoenix, and hope for better fortunes in Phoenix. So sometimes, yes, especially in the midst of a hard race, you hit the tough lessons. This was a tough one. You know, Suarez driving Deegan's car right into the wall, and that really just threw off the steering just a bit, where even on this turn she was just headed straight for the wall. So she had no choice but to go in the pit road, get that fixed, and that just put her 2 laps down, and not much you could do about that. So yeah, she will take this in account and get ready for Phoenix next week. So not bad at all. Would have helped to pit sooner? I don't know. Well, I mean, the biggest thing was when we got dinged up. I mean, maybe when the caution came out after we hit the wall, Haley should have probably hit the pit road at that point. But not knowing what she knew at that point, hard to say. In the battle of racing, it's hard to say. When things go your way, things won't. So, coming off a big win like Atlanta and finishing 4th at Daytona, you're going to have moments like that. But she does already have, either way, she's already qualified for the playoff with getting that 1 win. Now getting 2 or more is gravy on the train, because either way you're still in the hunt. Either way, But we'll see when we look at the standings when this race is over, and see who else just needs that one. But at this point, all you really need now is just better standings you'll get, especially with a playoff point. So we can still continue to finish in the in the point standings of the first two stages, which you can get playoff points 1 through 10. That will be a big help. And of course, getting the championship does help too. But this race, this was going to be a tough race. And when the accident, when Suarez drove her into the wall, that was, and then the fact that we're already past 30 plus laps. Now, if we had the accident at 40 plus laps, then there may be a chance to Haley could have gotten maybe around the pack, caught up to Ty Dillon, Jamie McMurray, and all that stuff. But right now, with the time difference that they are ahead of her on, there's just no way. 18-second lead and 20-second lead that Jamie McMurray and Ty Dillon both have on Haley at this point. So, at this point, just finish strong. And, it was a good race. And it was a good race. Lessons learned here on this race for this season for Haley. For Haley Deegan, this was a big time learning curve for her. So we'll see how well she responds in Phoenix next week. So finished fourth in Daytona, finished first in Atlanta. Finished first in Atlanta. So good job. 18th finish for Haley Deegan. So not bad. Not bad at all. Yes, the first few stages were fantastic. We were able to get playoff points. We really did well. But then Suarez driving us into the wall. That was very unfortunate. So as we check the standings, yes, we finished. Oh, we did actually. We finished a lap behind, so that was good. So Logano and Dillon both out of this race. Larson ended up taking the checkered flag over Jones. And Logano and Dillon, tough breaks for them in this race today. So, and Ty Dillon finished 17th, and McMurray finished 17th. So not bad. Uh-oh, sleeting outside? Oh boy. That's not good. Alright, so even with getting some points, 8 playoff points, getting some points from the 2 finishes, Haley gets, still has 1 win. Larson has a win. Now she is still in first place in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. She has 136 points, so she's still in first place in the total standings, so that's good. And we'll take a much closer look. Fastest lap was Haley, 31.8 fastest lap. Most laps led Kyle Larson with 84 laps in this race. Glenn Boyer started 27th. He finished 7th in the race, which was very good for him. And Logano started 7th in this race, finished 39th after having a car issues, and then same for Austin Dillon. Just unfortunate for him that he was not able to finish out this race. And Ty Dillon finishing 17th in the race, so not too bad. Larson ends up taking the checkered flag. Yes, congrats. Haley is still in first place. And where did our buddy, last week's man that finished in the dead end of the pit road, Carl Long, finished 33rd, 5 laps behind. So at least he was not sitting in pit road this time. So very good for Carl Long to be out there and be running. But Dylan and Logano, boy, tough break for them in this race. Hopefully they'll fare better next week. So very unfortunate for Logano. Alright, so we will check. So right now Deegan still has the lead in the standings right now. So that race will be next. The Ticket Guardian 500 out of Phoenix. As we take a look at the standings real quick. There you see Haley in the 38, 136 points. Larson and Truex Jr. both tied for second with 124 points. And then Johnson with 109, Kyle Busch 108, Harvick 107, Hamlin 102, Keselowski 98 points, Suarez 95, Logano 88 points in 10th place. So certainly not getting any points today with that finish. Certainly did not help his standing here. And Austin Dillon, same thing, 72 points. He drops a few spots to 16th with him finishing at the bottom. Now, bottom of the back is Chase Cabry, Todd Gillen, and Carl Long in 38th place. So that's where we're sitting at right now. But right now, the wins so far, Haley's got one, Larson's got one, and then Austin Dillon. That's where we're at for the first 3 races here. So, who still needs wins right now? Right now, your Clint Boyer still needs a win to get into the chase for the playoffs. Chase Elliott, Trevor Bayne, AJ Allmendinger, and Bubba Wallace. Ryan Newman needs 10 points. He's 10 points behind. And then that means Newman is top 16 right now. If the race was to happen right now, of the top 16, you have Haley, Deegan, Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon, Martin Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Busch, Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Suarez, Logano, Jones, Busch, Bowman, Blaney, and McMurray. Newman needs 10 points to get into the maybe hopeful chase. Byron, Reagan, Keene, and Alan Marola, who needs some help with 27 points behind for him. So yeah, that's where we're sitting at right now for the points standings of who all still needs wins. Of course, it is still early, so we are still a ways away from determining that factor, because it won't be until race number 27, in which we will come back to Las Vegas for the South Point 400 and the first run of the round of 16, and then Vegas, Richmond, and then the newest track, the Charlotte Roval, will make its introduction in the Bank of America 500 in the third and final race of the round of 16. Then it gets down to the round of 12, in which we visit our favorite track again, Dover, and then Talladega in race number 2 of the round of 12, and then Kansas in the round of third and final race of the round of 12, and then the round of 8, Martinsville, Texas, and back to Phoenix once again for the Can-Am 500, and then you're down to 4 in Homestead, Miami, the EcoBoost 400, the Championship 4. So where's Haley going to be at that point? So we will see, but she finished 4th in this race, 1st in Atlanta, and then she ended up a tough break, 18th in this race, but she did get 39 points for that race, so that's not bad at all. You get points for leading laps and other stuff like that. Of course, the biggest amount of points are when you win. when you win. But 39 points for leading laps, even though Kyle Larson led the most. But if you lead laps also in the race, you also get extra points for that too. So, but Larson ended up taking the checkered on this one. And of course, the tough break for Logano and Austin Dillon. So, they still have ways to go in this whole thing. So, we are going to, 27 races, very long season. And like I said, we are following the live schedule of the season. So, when it hits Homestead, Miami, and in the latter part of the year, then we will be right there with you too. So that is the plan. Live racing, season by season, live season schedule, as we are following the actual schedule of the NASCAR race season. So next race is the ISM Raceway in Phoenix, Ticket Guardian 500. So we'll see how Haley Deegan does in this race coming back. Maybe she can come back from that 18th finish. So, yes, before I do forget, what is my news? Well, if you're my wife and the divorce and everything, we all know what I was providing, what I was doing for streaming, which was on the computer and everything else. Well, I've finally been able to find a laptop gaming computer, which I will be getting very soon. I've already got my taxes done, sent those in, so when the refund comes in, I will be using some of that money towards the new gaming computer. And what that will bring is that I will be able to continue to enhance my streams just like I've been doing. Most of the run I've been doing lately has been console edition, and I would like to get back to what we were doing before, when we were doing the regular computer streams and then console streaming. So so, and I already have some pretty good ideas for, of course, we're going to bring back Mike's favorite game, 2nd and 10, because I already have the codes and everything for that game. Definitely bringing that one back. 2nd and 10, the college football game that we have, college pro and all the other classics on that program. And then there's some other games that I do plan on bringing in that's just going to bring a lot of fun, and some challenge to the streams too. So it will be a lot of fun. Can't wait to show you and get that done once that time comes. And when I'm able to get the computer, no doubt I will be using my PlayStation camera to show you that baby when that sucker comes in. So it's going to be awesome. But yes, that is my news. I'm very excited for that, and cannot wait to enhance my streams even more, and bringing y'all what I hope is top quality entertainment for you guys. And so yes, cannot wait. So we are at the end of the race here tonight, Daytona 500 here at the Las Vegas Pennzoil 400. Good race. Just a tough break for Haley Deegan in this race, in which she finished 18th due to that accident from Darren, when her and Daniel got tied up, and then she hit the wall, and then had to go into pitting to fix the problem. That just a tough break for her on that end. So maybe better luck next week in the Ticket Guardian 500 live from Phoenix. So and I will let you know when I will be running that race. Like I said, my original plan for Atlanta was to do it in the afternoon. So that will be my original plan again, even though it will be my work week. But I still, once I wake up and get something to eat and all that good stuff, then I will bring you that race next week, Sunday afternoon. So it'll be during the regular race, but I don't know what's more enjoyable, the regular race on TV or the race I bring y'all. So you decide. So But until then, till tomorrow night, we are completed here tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. It's been a pleasure bringing all the action here tonight. Maybe better luck next week in Phoenix for Haley Deegan in the 38 car. So, lady and Mike, I know you're going to be watching it. Certainly do be careful on your way home. I will be praying for you, brother. Hopefully that you will be home and safe and sound and able to watch the video. And lady, you have yourself a good night. Keep abreast of that weather, my friend, and hopefully it doesn't get too much worse out there for Mike. And you and Foxy have a good rest of the evening. So I will certainly do that. Thanks for his fun. So I will do it. See you tomorrow, Lady Mike and everybody else. Everyone else that was not here, hopefully you'll be able to join us tomorrow for tomorrow night's stream. So no doubt. So until then, have yourself a fantastic evening. Tell those that are closest to you you love them, and have a fantastic evening. Good night.